Right guys, in this video I'm going to be giving you a 30-day plan to go from complete beginner to signing your very first ad copywriting client. So what are we going to be covering? We're going to be covering exactly what this 30-day plan is, how to actually get started and basically familiarise yourself with ad copywriting. What we're not going to be doing is pitching stuff like Instagram captions, LinkedIn posts, social media posts, emails, because AI is quickly taking over all of those, and basically nobody's really going to pay you good money to write stuff like that anymore. Most of the money is made in writing ads that get money put behind them and go to a cold audience. Is it harder? Yes, but that is essentially where this kind of blue ocean opportunity lies. So let's just get straight into it. So this is the exact system that I would use if I had to start over today with zero experience, nothing but an internet connection, and 30 days to land my first copywriting role. So most people that ask, how do I become a copywriter, are really saying, how do I make easy money from a laptop? That's just what everybody seems to think that copywriting is. It's just easy money, I just get to write words on my laptop, right? But here's what they don't understand. Basic copywriters charging 5 figures is over. Like, it just does not happen anymore. AI writes better than most humans now. Don't cope with this. Do not say that you as a copywriter writing manually or anything like that is going to be able to write an email better than AI. AI knows how to write fucking emails. I know because I write emails for some of my clients and AI does it in 2.5 minutes, if that. And that's including scheduling the fucking email. Nobody's going to pay you that much money to write emails or any of this kind of warmer traffic copy anymore. It's too easy for AI to do. So don't cope. AI is better. But there's one skill that AI cannot replace yet, and that's writing cold traffic ad copy that's going to turn a stranger into a buyer. So what we're talking about here is specifically meta ads. E-commerce brands who are running meta ads, and you're going to write the scripts and the copy that goes onto those ads. E-com brands are so fucking desperate for someone who can do this. I've said this numerous times. I've got loads of friends who are in the e-com business, and I'm starting my own brand as well. And trust me, trying to find a creative strategist or an ad copywriter who's actually good is fucking incredibly hard. I've got mates that actually pay recruitment agencies to find these people. So they're paying recruitment agencies to find someone who can do this. That's how in demand this skill is. They're not doing that for email copywriters. They're not doing that for social media marketing people who's going to write fancy captions. They're just not doing that, right? And this is the 30-day plan that's going to get you there. So I'm going to imagine that you're a complete beginner that has no clue about copywriting at all, right? So you're starting from scratch. You've not got a fucking clue. I want you to, the first 3 days, it's very boring, but you need to do it. I want you to read these 2 books. And whilst you're reading these 2 books, if you've got a lot of time on your hands, you can be watching other videos. There's a ton of videos on copywriting. Watch all of my videos, watch all the other copywriting videos. Just give yourself like an introduction into this world. But you want to read these 2 books, and I'll explain exactly why. Scientific Advertising, right? The Bible of direct response advertising, right? Keyword there, direct response advertising. It was written in 1923. It's fucking ancient, over 100 years old, but every principle still applies to marketing today because the tactics have changed, the principles haven't, and human psychology hasn't changed either. So, but keyword here is direct response, right? We're not writing copy that gets likes, gets engagement, gets followers, gets subscribers, gets open rates, gets click rates. I mean, open rates is kind of one, but click rates is kind of one. But what we're basically talking about here is direct response advertising. Putting copy out there that goes onto an ad that typically gets money behind it, and we want to be seeing sales directly coming from that, right? Now, that's book number 1. You could literally read that in like a few hours. It's so short. The Adweek Copywriting Handbook, it's a little bit more modern. And it's, like I say here, it's the modern application of these direct response principles. Read them in this order. Go Scientific Advertising first, then this one. And then there's a few examples in that as well. Really good book. I think that's probably one of the most underrated copywriting books. Why these two? They're going to teach you to think like a direct response marketer, not a creative writer, not a creative thinker. Don't get mixed up with the words creative strategist and creative writer or creative copywriter. What I mean by this is creative strategy is we're making the strategy behind creatives. That's another word for ads, right? But being a creative copywriter or a creative writer, like most people get this kind of mixed up, and they think that, oh, I'm just being creative. You know, I need to write big stories. I need to write novels. I need to, you know, make people feel emotion and get loads of likes. We're not talking about that. We're talking about this is something that people get wrong all the time. They think that copywriting is just about writing fancy words and making something that sounds good. It's 100% not. What makes it the difference between a good copywriter and a bad copywriter typically comes down to one thing, and that's how many fucking sales did it get, right? Now, obviously, there's other factors like the offer, the product, whatever it is, right? But that's what makes you a good copywriter. Not how well you can write, it's how many fucking sales you can get, right? So, you need to, and that's what I'm just saying there, you need to understand that your job is to make sales. This should take 2 or 3 hours a day for maybe 2 or 3 days. You could probably smash it out in like 2 days if you just really go for it. Don't take notes. Don't overthink it. Just fucking read them. Days 4 to 7, right? Now we're still kind of in our like early stages here. I still want you like watching YouTube videos, familiarizing yourself with what's actually going on in this market. But now we're going to go into ad library, and you're going to spend 30 to 60 minutes every single day in Facebook ad library. That is it, right? You're going to be looking for e-commerce brands running direct response VSL ads, right? Now, to give you an example of what this is, I've just typed in joint pain relief into this, into ad library. Now, as you can see, there's a bunch of ads running here for, like, not all of them are going to be e-commerce brands, so you need to make sure that they are, because I've just put a keyword, joint pain relief. But this is like what you would call a mini VSL or an in-feed VSL.
Here is what will happen 5 seconds after applying cream massage gel. Your shoulder pain will disappear. The joint inflammation will be healed. The internal soft tissues will be
condition in your shoulder movement.
So that's the type of ads that I'm talking about when I say VSL, right? Now, people can be like, that's not a VSL, right? It's an in-feed VSL or a mini VSL. You can call it video ads, you can call it whatever you want. But the way that that's structured, if you look at the copy, is VSL. That's like a VSL structure. It's got a hook, it's got a lead, it will go through pain agitation, it will go through unique mechanism of the problem, unique mechanism of the solution, it will go into a close. It will go in that way, roughly. They've all got slightly different structures. So you want to be looking for brands that are running ads like that. I would maybe go on and check their actual ad library. I bet these guys are running no ads, or they might be running an absolute shit ton. One result, right? Not a great example, but you want to be looking for ads that look similar to this, and go into their actual ad library and see how many ads they're running, study all the ads. And again, that is like a direct response style ad, or what you might find is, like I've typed in hair growth here. So let's take a look at this.
Did you know that box dye likely accelerates graying and coarse texture because of
So this is a 34-second ad. I would say this is still pretty direct response because
Did you know that box dye likely accelerates graying and coarse texture because of the added oxidative stress? The shower
It's talking about problems. It's got a structure in there. We're looking for direct response ads. We're not looking for, like, I'm guessing this is going to be
Can your hair supplement be taken?
Not that one.
I already know my hair.
We're not looking for that. We're not looking for like the basic ass UGC ads that are like just someone saying, oh my God, I bought this from TikTok shop. I can't believe it. Whatever. Like, we're not looking at that. We're looking at ads that have a real structure to them. And yeah, once you go into the actual ad library, look for ads that have been running for a few months. That means that they're working. What you want to be studying through these is hook patterns, how they structure the scripts and copy, and what type of landing pages they use. So if I go over to ad library and we look for, like, what's this? Let's send a WhatsApp message. Anyway, but let's go and see what these guys are actually selling. What on earth? Again, a very bad example. How does that make sense? Joint pain and relief and stiffness, and then they send it to fake teeth. That's insane. Anyway, but when you see like an ad that you like, you want to click on it and see the landing page that it sends to. Let's see if I've got any other ones here. Not arthritis. What's this? So here we go, right? This isn't your typical product page. This is more like a little landing page stroke sales page. You want to look at the different types of landing pages that they're using. Are they using a product page? Are they using a listicle? Are they using a sales page like this? Are they using an advertorial? And you want to just kind of familiarize yourself with how all this e-com stuff works, how the funnels work, what kind of ads run to different landing pages, and yeah, just familiarize yourself with these types of ads and look at what they're actually doing. Now, if I was to like go back over and find this ad, what you can actually do to get the script out of any ad is, like for this one, I can right click it, I can say inspect, then this link here, I'm going to open that in a new tab. Then what you can
Here's
actually
what will
do
happen.
is download that as an MP4. Then I'm going to come over to Gemini. Then when I come over to Gemini, all I need to do is literally just put that video straight into there. And then I can just say, give me the transcript from this video. And then that will actually give you the transcript, and you can actually kind of break down the copy and the script and like what kind of hook it uses. And sometimes it's better to do that because you can see it visually what words they're actually using rather than just listening to an ad, right? So that's quite a cool little thing that you can do. So that is days 4 to 7, and search terms to use when you're like looking through ad library is just remember we're trying to find products and stuff that really solve a problem. You cannot write a direct response ad for a piece of jewellery. I mean, you can, but we're not focusing on that right now. What we're focusing on is problem solving products. I'm talking about stuff for like better sleep, boost your testosterone, anti-aging, some skincare products, energy supplements, immunity boosters, hair growth treatments, stuff like that. That's the things that we want to be looking for. So once you've done that, day 8, by this time you should have a good understanding of what these ads are, how e-commerce brands actually work, how many ads they're all running, etc, etc. Now, you can be a bot and go and try and manually find emails to reach out to brands, or you can just spend $50 to $100. And I suggest you do the $50 to $100. Now, the people who come at me and say, I don't have $50 to $100, then I don't know what to tell you other than go and get a job. Because if you've not got $50 to $100 to spend on leads that could end up turning into a 5 or 10k a month client, then you've got bigger problems. So buy a lead list on Fiverr or find a lead generator on Upwork. But basically what you want to be doing is, look, if you were doing it on Fiverr, you go to Shopify lead generation, you find someone who can get you 1,000 brands or 500 brands, and it's going to cost you about $50 to $100. You want to filter it by industry and revenue size. Revenue size doesn't typically tend to be that accurate, so I don't normally use it. Instead, what I use is ads. So I always ask the lead generator, are you able to see how many ads they have running on their ad library on Meta? If they say that they can't do that, I don't buy the leads off them, right? But I typically go for industries and I'll just tell them, look, I want problem solving products. I want like skincare, I want medical devices, I want supplements, I want certain food stuffs, certain drinks, like stuff like that. Anything that's solving a real problem. And I'll have like a list of industries that I'll give them, and then I'll filter them on how many ads they're on. Another thing is I always tell them only Shopify, right? In my opinion, 30 to 50 ads plus is the bare minimum. If they've got any less than 30 to 50 ads running, they're probably not spending enough money on ads, and they probably don't have enough money to pay you either. Now, this is where the core work comes in. Every single day, I want you to write 5 to 10 VSL ad scripts for brands, one for each brand. Now, if you only have time to do 5, that's fine. If the more you can do, the better, obviously. But you want to actually take your time with this because you're going to use my frameworks. So, click the link in the description, get on the email list, and I'll send you a VSL AI prompt that will write the copy for the ad for you. Or if you want to grab Ad Operator, which is my complete system, you get all of my prompts, all of my Claude projects, and you even get all the projects and stuff for writing landing pages like listicles, advertorial sales pages. But you're going to use the AI stuff to write ads for them, right? Then you're going to, this is the most important part, you want to research each brand for about 15 to 20 minutes before writing. And the reason that you're doing that is because you really want to dive into their ad library. Are they running static ads? Are they running a bunch of 20-second UGC videos? Are they running those shitty 10-second videos that aren't even a video, it's just an image that's been turned into a video with some text over it? And you're trying to find some sort of missing piece in their ad library, like a longer form video, like a 2-minute video that tells a story about a customer's success, whatever it is. What you're trying to do is come up with a new angle, a new hook, a new concept, a new script, a new customer avatar that they're not currently doing inside their ads. Because what we're trying to do here is show them that we can actually provide value, that we've done our homework on their brand, and more importantly, that we actually know what the fuck we're talking about. So, after you've done that, you've written the VSL script for them, you're going to send them a little email, and you're going to say something like, quick ad concept for brand name. Hi name, I saw your brand and noticed that you're running specific ad or angle or script or awareness level. I noticed that you're running an angle towards busy mums who don't have time to do X. Have you ever thought about your product could actually help women in their 20s who experience this type of problem? You need to try and find like a new avatar for them, or a new angle, or awareness level. They might be running all their ads saying stuff like, you've tried this product, and this product, but you haven't tried our product. Then you might be like, look, you're running everything at solution aware. What if you try stuff at problem aware, where we focus on actually digging at their pain points that they're experiencing, etc., etc. You're trying to bring something new. And then you want to say something like, are you testing any VSL style ads or longer form video ads? You like, don't use this word for word. Like, write your own thing. It needs to come from you, and it needs to look like you've actually done your research. So I could say something like, are you currently testing any longer form video ads? I noticed that most of your ads are like 20 seconds long. I think doing something like a 2 or 3 minute video where it actually shows their current situation and how your specific mechanism can get them to their desired outcome, etc., etc. And then you just say something like, I put together a quick VSL or ad concept for specific product that focuses on specific angle, specific avatar, whatever the thing was that you wrote for them. And then just send them a Google link. You just say something like, no strings attached, thought this would help out. Right, now this is super important. When we're in conversations with these people, we're not an agency, right? You are not an agency. You never say the words we, right? My team put together this. You're a sole person. And don't think of these as I'm trying to get a sales call, right? I want you to completely get that out of your head. It's not a sales call. You gave them value. And if they think that it's good enough and they want to jump on a call with you, it is just a chat. Hey, when you get on the call, it's like, look, I just noticed that your brand was running a lot of these ads. I can actually write ads like this, and I can help you put them into your ads manager, and I can, you know what I mean, like make ads for you. Do you know what I mean? You're just having a conversation. You're just saying, look, I noticed this about your brand. I think I could help you by doing this. And then when it comes to like asking for cash and stuff, remember, it's not a sales call. You're like actually just having a conversation. You could be like, look, well, I'm not sure how you want to work with this. Do you want me to like work in-house with you? Do you want me to just give you 20 scripts a month and I'll charge you this? Like, that's how you need to work it out. You need to be kind of flexible when you're speaking to these brands. They're kind of sick of people just saying, yeah, we charge 10% of ad spend and I'll give you 30 creatives a month and we'll do this and we'll do that. Like, people are kind of sick of that. They want someone who can come in, really understand their brand and become a partner. And that's what I'm telling you to do here. There's absolutely nothing wrong with working in-house for a good brand when you're first starting out. You're going to get a decent salary, you're going to be working online, you're not going to be focusing on constantly chasing clients. You can just focus on getting better at actual copywriting and getting fucking results, which not many people can actually do. So it's helpful, you're not pushy, you're giving immense value up front, and this is the most important part. You look like you've actually done your homework on their brand. They're probably getting thousands of emails a day. This is something else that someone says to me a lot. I don't want to buy a list because those lists are getting hammered by people doing outreach all the time. Yes, that is correct, but those people send emails like, hey, are you running meta ads? I can help you get an extra 100k a month, or you don't pay and I'll give you the rights to my house if we don't fulfill this. Like, they're sick of offers like that, and that's what most cold outreach looks like. Instead, we're actually going to be sending them a completely personalised email with a personalised script, and like, we've spent like 30 minutes looking at their brand. We know what they're doing, right? And obviously the main thing of this is we want to be getting on calls with people and speaking to people. Are you going to close your first call? Are you going to get money out of your first call? Chances are probably not, but the more that you do this, the easier it becomes. Now, after 30 days of actually writing the scripts, so 30 days from day 8, right? So 38 days. What will have happened is you'll have written between 150 and 300 VSL or mini VSL ad scripts, which is more than most professional copywriters. You'll have actually written more copy than most people. You'll be in conversations with easily 5 to 15 brands, and you should have 2 to 3 freelance opportunities or in-house opportunities. Now, if you don't have this, right, do not blame the method, right? If you don't have at least some conversations happening by the end of doing 150 to 300 outreaches, there's something broken. You're either sending from a Gmail account when you should be using a domain. Like, go and buy a domain is $9 and it's $6 a month for the email. You spend more than that on bullshit anyway. Go and get that. It means that you're going to get into inbox. Do not send from a Gmail account. If you're still not getting replies, but you're getting into people's inboxes, then you need to look at your copy. Are you actually providing a good script, or are you just copy and pasting it out of AI and being like, yeah, that'll do? Are you actually researching their brand and finding an angle that would actually work for their market? If not, then it's a skill issue and it's not the fucking process or the system to doing this. Because if you do this correct and you're sending good value and you send a nice email that's not pushy, you should be in a few conversations by the end of it. You'll have an understanding of market psychology that's better than 90% of marketers, because 90% of marketers or people who own marketing agencies aren't even that good at marketing. They just know client acquisition and how to churn and burn and keep their agency afloat. We don't want to become those people. Plus, you'll have a portfolio, right? I hate using this in copywriting, right? But you will have a stack of 150 to 300 ad scripts that you've already written that isn't just theory. You've got them actually sitting there that you've written for brands. Right, this is what most people are going to do. They're going to do this for 3 days and then quit. 99% of people are going to do that. Trust me. You'll still be asking, how do I become a copywriter? I.e., how do I make easy money from a laptop in 6 months and you'll still be in the exact same position. You're going to blame the market, you're going to blame AI, or you're going to blame saturation, and you'll keep looking for the secret shortcut that doesn't exist. See, the secret shortcut, the secret business model, the perfect business model where you just send 5 outreaches and you sign 50k worth of clients. It does not exist. You need to actually become good at high value skill, and that's what I'm going into next. This is not sexy, it's not a hack, but it works because it's just consistent daily practice, and I hate using this, right? But of a high value, in demand skill, right? This is the one thing that's not going away in this AI age. If you learn a high value, more importantly, in demand skill, and you just get really good at it, you will make a shit ton of money. And that's exactly why it works. Everyone else is going to be looking for shortcuts, whilst you're building actual skills and competence by practicing daily, sending people samples, and speaking to brands. All whilst this, you're still going to be looking through ad library constantly. You're still going to be transcribing different ads and looking through them and being like, right, why did this work? Oh, I found this other brand. They've got 700 ads running. These guys are making a lot of money. How can I dissect their ads? And how can I make my copy better? How can I emulate their style? And that is your 30-day plan. Now, at the end of it, like I said, you may not have a client at the end of it, but you will have all of this. You'll have written all of that. You'll have serious market knowledge, and you'll have experience to where on the next 30 days, when you keep going, if you just keep doing this and you don't quit, there's only one end point, and that is that you sign someone or you start working with someone. That is literally what happens if you just don't quit. Right, so that is it for this video. Like I said, click the link in the description. You can get the free VSL prompt on my newsletter, or if you want to grab Ad Operator, that's like the complete system. It's going to show you all of the things from direct response principles all the way through to how to, I'm going to give you all the project files to set up Claude projects that write the ads for you, that write listicles and landing pages, that write advertorials, that write all that stuff for you. And I show you me writing live ad scripts as well. And there's obviously some stuff in there to do with client acquisition and how to pitch on brands as well. There's a ton of stuff in there. It's like 6 hours plus of content, plus all the custom GPTs. And there's also actually I show you how to make the visuals with like Google VO3, Sora 2, make static image ads with Nano Banana. It's all in there. So that is it for this one, and I will be seeing a lot more of you because I'm doing a daily video for the next 30 days. So yeah, that is it. Like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.